Welcome to the 7th round of the URL GT Championship. We're at Brno circuit in the Czech Republic and 20 drivers are on the grid. That's a URL record. Qualifying was held in damp conditions and it was Peter Abelovsky taking pole just in front of Reinhard Berger in the Ferrari. Second row of the grid was made up of Miguel Santiago Carao and Mikko Korkiakowski. Then Alex Scott, Michael Klisch and newcomer Tony Ilkic. And behind them Sten Mikkel Olsen, Gianni Gainsford, Mike Greatrix, all inside the top 10. Then Floris Brandt, Olivier Duplessis, Juan Joubert, Sando Donadel, Florin Manolace, Gregory Tronier, Andreas Benek, who's all set a lap time in qualifying, and behind them Greg Metcalf, Peter Bakus and Vladimir Jelisic. So let's have a look at the start. Mikko Korkiakowski in 4th position, not taking pole this time, but what a start from him. From 4th to 1st, before the first corner even. Let's have a look at the pack behind him. Well, Peter Abelovsky is not challenging him in any way into the next corner either. So here in the mid pack it becomes more interesting. Some guys side by side. Reinhard Berger in 4th, we see here. Alex Scott followed by Michael Klisch. And Alex now side by side with Michael. Bit of contact. Also a bit more behind here. Gianni and Mike Greatrix in a big fight with Floris Brandt behind. And last place man from the grid, Peter Bakus, already in 12th position. So a really great start from him. Picked up some positions in the first corners, surely, and other people made mistakes. Can he make this move stick around the outside? Very difficult, but if Floris Brandt gives him enough space, well, and he does. So 11th place for Peter Bakus already. Let's have a bit further back. We have Vladimir Jelisic coming into the pits for his drive-through penalty from last race. Andreas Benek. So back to the front. Peter Abelovsky now, the pole position, the pole sitter, challenging Mikko Korkiakowski. And Santiago Carao already lost a bit the feeling with them. This train of cars is quite impressive. Can Peter Bakus make a move here on Mike Greatrix up the inside into the last, the first sector, I'm sorry. Well, he can. So into 10th position already after 1.5 laps. Can he make it to the podium is the question, of course, until the end of this race. It's a long race, 35 laps or 70 minutes. So Mikko Korkiakowski's teammate, Sten Mikkel Olsen in 5th. Let's see if Korkiakowski can keep the first position here. Seems he can. Oh, and Peter going onto the grass, into the barriers. That's how Miguel Santiago Carao takes 2nd position now. and even Reinhard Berger challenging Peter for third position, but he can hold on. So bad mistake from him. Can Reinhard take advantage of his loss of concentration maybe? This of course gives Mikko Korkiakowski a good chance to run away. He has quite some weight in his car due to his good results in the last races. So the bigger the gap for him, the better, because he will be struggling on older tires probably a bit more than the rest. So both Steen and Alex taking a bit of grass. Well, these guys are not giving up. The train is still there, very close to each other. Any mistake can mean a massive loss of positions. I think yeah, the top 10, 11, 12 are within 10 seconds now after well, it's the third lap now. So let's see what happens here at the back. Greg Metcalf battling with Floris Brandt. Sandro Donadel in 14th with Rohan Joubert and Florin Manolace behind them. And then Vladimir Jelisic playing a comeback race after his drive-through penalty. So let's see what happens here. Rohan Joubert. Can he get his Nissan past Sandro Donadel's Mercedes? Seems he can. Can he also have good braking into the last two corners? Taking a different line. Yeah, he can. So Rohan Joubert now in 14th position. Let's have a look here. This train of cars is still there. Alex Scott is really looking at that 5th position of Steen, Mikkel Olsen and the Viper. In the front, here's the move from Peter Abelovsky to retake 2nd position. He's on the inside now. Yeah, he can make it stick. So can he now run away from the pack and chase down Nico for 1st position? Oh, big slide from Miguel. Reinhard Berger in 4th position still. Started in 2nd but got down to 4th. But he has some good pace. He can easily stay with the guys in front, so maybe he's nursing his tires, also possible. We know he's a very good pit stopper, so whenever you have him 1 second behind you, prepare to get jumped in the pits, but of course that's a bit too early now. We still have a long time to go before we go to the pit stops. Newcomer Tony Ukic, 1st race for him. In 8th position. A nice 1st race for the Lister. 1st driver to take the Lister in our league this season. So seems he has it under control very well. Peter Bakus in 9th, as I said, from last position. And let's also have a look at our newcomer Andreas in 17th, so he's struggling a bit, but we have a long race ahead of us, so a lot can happen still. Sando managed to get by Rohan again, so he was not able to pull a gap, even made a mistake. Now these three are battling hard for 14th position. That's a nice battle between the Nissan, the Mercedes and the Koenigsegg. Let's follow them around for a bit and see what happens. Who comes out on top for now. Can Ruan make a move here in front into the last sector? If he gets a good drive, let's follow him around a bit. If he can get a good drive here. Oh, he tries to go up the inside, but he has to brake, of course. Sadler keeps his Mercedes well in the inside, but well, it seems Ruan got by again. Same spot, if I remember correctly. So Florian took a bit of an advantage from that, and he makes a very late move, keeps it on the track and hits no one. So luckily for him, he's still in the battle. Battle for 14th position, always nice to see as well. Struggling a bit with the braking of the Mercedes, it seems, Sando. Leaving some puffs of smoke. Can Florian make a move now? Goes to the inside. Oh, a little bump. Nothing major. So he stays close. Goes a bit wide now, so gives Sando some breathing space. Let's go back to the front for a bit. Well, Sten Mikkel Olsen in the Viper, Alex Scott in the Celine, Micha Klisch in the white Porsche, and Tony Ukic in the Lister. Still battling hard. No side-by-side action at the moment, but still they're battling hard for 4th position eventually. Even Peter Bacchus is now closing down on them, so a nice train of cars. Johnny Gainsford in 10th, so the top 10 actually really close to each other, as I said. Any mistake from any driver can mean a massive loss of positions. Mike Ratrix started from 10th in 11th now, so can he gain some positions? Can he join the train? Or does he have to look back mostly to Floris Brandt here? For the top spots it's still Peter Abelovsky, maybe closing down the gap a bit to Mika Korkiakowski, and still Reinhard Berger and Miguel Santiago Caro, about a second gap. So always the possibility to get closer and pass, but maybe they're nursing their car and tires to have a better end of the first stint. This track is notoriously heavy on tires, so it seems Tony is planning a move. Seems to be planning a move on Michal. He's really into his slipstream now. Will he go to the inside? Always difficult place to start or try passing. He stays close very well. Can he pick up the slipstream and get up the inside, because around the outside in turn 1 is really difficult, but he tries it. Maybe goes for the cutback. Michal holds his line very well. Will he brake later or late enough? Oh, this is really top class driving from these two. Peter Bakus, of course, now is right on the back here of Tony Ukic. Will he make him move again, Tony? Or no, he tucks him behind again. Behind Michal Klisch. Are the guys behind any closer? A little bit. Let's stay with this battle. Michal had a bit of it's a bit more space, while Peter Bakus has a big moment but manages to save it. Jenny Dainsford is really getting closer now to these guys as well. They're maybe not battling side by side, but you always lose a bit of time when close to other cars. You have to brake earlier sometimes. So. Some puffs of smoke here in turn 1. Alex Scott here, getting closer. To Sten Mikkel Olsen. Reinhard Berger still. Oh, Peter Abelovsky has really cut down the gap to Mikko now. So we'll keep an eye on this and see if he gets close enough for a move to take first position in this race. Track position is always important here, because passing is not very easy, although we saw some good moves from the guys. And some good side-by-side action, clean racing as well. That's what this league is also known for. Racing is as clean as possible. Again, we saw a puff of smoke passing by. I think it's Sten Mikkel Olsen who is having a hard time with his brakes. Always locking up, it seems. And Peter Bakus got by Tony Ukic. We missed that one. Very sorry. So can Peter Bakus close down the gap to Michal and also pass him? That's the question, but we'll stay with Alex Scott and Sten Mikkel Olsen because these guys are really close to each other. Let's hope they keep it clean. Alex Scott fancies a look, but has to brake too early to make the pass. He goes a bit wide, loses a bit of momentum there, down the straight. Peter Bakus is really some good pace, closing down on the guys in front. bit wide. Let's have a look further back. Sando got passed by Florin as well. Now in 16th position. But he keeps it on track very well, so always a chance to get that position back, even certainly if he's this close. Andreas Benek and Vladimir in last position at the moment, but after his drive-through really catching Andreas, the newcomer. So let's hope they get close to each other and they can have a good battle. Here he is, our first place man, and of course, yeah, Peter Abelovsky still close to Miko. Let's follow this battle for a moment, see if he can make a move. And the Viper has some really good top speed, top end, so it's very difficult for the Mercedes to make a move on him in the straight. He goes onto the grass a bit, leaving a gap again. Reinhard Berger, as always, still, well, 1.5 seconds behind Miguel Santiago Carao, ready to take advantage of any mistake. These guys also still battling. And Floris Brandt as well. Having a look at Mike Greatrix. And as I said, Vladimir catching up to Andreas. Getting into a slipstream. Can he outbrake him? He's a bit too far, I think. Should be a very... keeps the inside. Can he keep it on the track? He can. Can Andreas make another move? Can he repass him? Oh, Andreas lifted off, it seems. So, well, that's one down for Vladimir. He has 14 more to go. The battle here for 5th position. Still going hard. Alex Scott has a move, has a look. Sorry. They're side by side, more or less. He's not getting beside the Viper, as I said. Some good straight line acceleration from the Viper, so very difficult to brake or to pass them on the straights. So you have to outbrake them or be faster in the corners. Let's take a look at this from Tony's perspective. Steen and Alex battling means that Michael and Tony can get a bit closer again. Closer to that 4th position, which is a very good finish. Of course we're barely or not even halfway, so it seems Alex has a really good drive out of the last corner. Not good enough. Can he go around the outside? Can he? He can't, but he's well on the inside for the next turn, so let's see what he does. Takes him behind. Michael is waiting and seeing when they collide or make a mistake so he can get past. That's the move by Alex Scott. He got by with some bumping, but well, nothing serious. Well, and this put Tony Ukic right on the tail of Michal Klisch. It's a really hard battle here for 4th position. Steen is having a look at Alex. Tony's having a look at Michal. Can Tony make a move here in the last corner? Oof, yeah, it was very close. As I said, very difficult place to pass. You can always have a look. Try to force the other driver into a mistake or a bad exit onto the main straight, but it seems they have the cars all under control. Michael Klisch now really close to Steen as well. He's falling back a bit, it seems, or well, is he just leaving a gap to Alex to make optimum use of his tires? If Tony can get a good drive out of this corner, he surely can make a move. He's even pushing Michael now. Can he go around the outside? That's always difficult. He's on the outside for the next corner now, but if he can keep it here, he's on the inside again. Oh, very nice move. Very nice move by Tony. Michael Klisch going off for a moment there in front. Steen again, leaving puffs of smoke in the braking zones. Let's go through the field for a moment. Peter Abelovsky still within half a second of Mikko Korkiakowski in 1st position. Very close all the way for a couple of laps now already. But it doesn't seem he can find a way past. The superior Viper straight line speed is helping Mikko, of course, although he's very heavy, so shouldn't be a very big problem for Peter to pass Mikko if he has the pace. But seeing that he can get so close and stay so close, I think he has the pace, but he's looking for a way past, which he didn't find yet. Miguel Santiago Caro still in 3rd. Reinhard Berger still in 4th. So not much action here for the 4 top positions, although Peter and Miko are very close to each other, of course. Alex Scott, he passed Steen, so now in 5th, not too far back from Reinhard Berger. Steen has now, well, he fell back a bit from Alex, so he was really overdriving maybe to keep Alex behind, but now he got into his own rhythm. Tony Ukic passed Michal Klisch for 7th position, but Michal is not giving up that easily with the Porsche. He's being consistent and trying to maintain the gap as small as possible, because the guys in front here are really close to each other, so if they have a touch, he will be in 6th. Can Tony make a move here? He has a look. He's a very opportunistic driver, goes for every gap, which is nice, of course. And he also has the ability to keep it clean. Michal and Steen go to the racing line. Tony Ukic thinks he can do it with a different line as well. And well, he stays close, so does it very well. Small contact here between Tony and Steen, it seems. Even putting a wheel on the grass, but not spinning out, so that's good. This gives Alex some space to get away, make him a gap before the pit stops, because the pit stops are coming up. Chani in 9th, Floris Brandt in 10th, Mike Greatrix still very close to Floris in 11th. Greg Metcalf is now challenging Mike for 11th. Juan Joubert, Vladimir Jelisic got into 14th position already, so he clearly made some passes on Andreas Benek already, and Florin Manolace seems to have made a big mistake, which put him in 16th, and Sando Donadel in 17th. So, well, we're about mid-race, so we're going to see some pit stops. Reinhard Berger managed to get by Miguel Santiago Caral after a mistake, I'm sure. Struggling with the tires at the end of the stint. Oof, yeah, struggling very hard with the tires. Miguel making some mistakes. I think it's time for him to make a pit stop for new tires. We're halfway, so he can easily go into the pits and fuel up to get more comfortable, because now he's losing a lot of time suddenly. The Michelin tires may be falling off the cliff. Alex Scott is now getting very close to him, so I think he will pit at the end of this lap to get out of trouble, get some standing time to think about what he will do. These 3 guys still very close to each other. Peter is not giving up. Nico is having a difficult day today, keeping Peter at bay, but still has the position, so he's being very consistent. Very consistent in the lines to keep Peter behind him. Reinhard Berger into the pits. Miguel as I expected, also into the pits. Alex Scott continues. Tony Ukic and Michal Klisch still going. Sten Mikkel Olsen comes into the pits. Johnny Gainsford as well. So very crowded. Floris Brandt, Greg Metcalf, all into the pits. Reinhard Berger, as I said, a very fast pit stopper, so can he get out in front of Miguel again? I suppose he can. He gets out as already. Miguel is standing still now for a long time. I think he has a small problem. Can't get the car to move. Sten Mikkel Olsen passed him now. He got it moving, but still nothing. Yeah, now he got going. He lost a lot of positions. So let's see. Here in the front, Peter and Nico probably going into the pits this time as well. Yeah, it's clear. They're both going into the pits. Oy! And Peter hitting Nico from behind. That was a real shame for that battle. Of course, they're still close to each other, but let's hope they can get the damage repaired for both cars, so they can continue their battle. So Tony Ukic, as I said, an opportunistic driver maybe, staying out on his old tires. He's feeling comfortable probably. He made some good moves in the last part of his first stint, so why not? Why not continue if you're feeling well? Kurkiakowski getting out of the pits. Florin Manolace getting out of the pits. And Peter Abelovsky behind Mikko Korkiakowski, so a slower pit stop because he got out before him. A lot of guys rejoining. And Florin Manolace spinning out after contact with Peter Abelovsky. That was not the best move. But, well, Tony Ukic didn't pit yet, but Reinhard Berger from 4th position pitted without any mistakes, and he's in 2nd now, so virtually in 1st position. Mikko Korkiakowski and Peter Abelovsky now in 3rd and 4th, 2nd and 3rd, theoretically. Alex Scott is really challenging for that 3rd position, 4th position virtually. Almost everyone has pitted at the moment, so Roland Joubert coming out of the pits. Vladimir Jelisic, maybe he still has to pit. No, he doesn't. So let's see, when will Tony Ukic come into the pits and where will he come out? It was really close between him and Michal Klisch, Alex Scott as well, Sten Mikkel Olsen. So can he have a good pit stop? Can he jump those guys, or will he lose all those positions? It's a matter of seconds, so he will have to have a good pit stop. He'll have to have trained it before, or else he will lose all those hard-fought positions. So the gaps are a bit bigger now. Peter Abelovsky now coming onto his teammate, Sandro Donadel, who's in the back of the pack, flashing his lights to let his teammate by. Very nice. Can't really leave led by Alex Scott as well. He does. So not interrupting this battle, or shaping up for a battle. So well, after the pit stops, Miguel Santiago Caru from 4th, he got passed by Berger from 4th to 10th. It's a real shame for him that he had those problems in the pits. Andreas Benek now also in the pits. He was in last position almost, I think, not sure. He gets out. Front of him, Tony Ukic, who came into the pits now. So let's see where he came out. Here he is. Comes out in 4th position, so in front of Alex Scott. He had a great stop, it seems. Tony Ukic, as I said, was an important factor, and it seems he got it right. So challenging for 3rd position now. These 3 guys. Tony Ukic has colder tires now, so maybe Alex Scott can take some advantage from that. He is close, but can he pass him? It's proven difficult to pass today, Tony Ukic. Michael Klisch is not close enough to bother these guys. Having a look, Alex Scott. Keeping the inside, but he's on the outside for the next corner, so has to take the ideal line if he can. Getting really close, small bump even. He waits for Tony, braked a bit. It's Alex's fault. They had a small contact, so he has to start over again. He's a bit further back now, so it will take him another couple of corners to get close again if he has the pace. Of course, meanwhile, Tony Ukic's tires are also warming up, so we'll see what happens here. Let's go and take a look further back. So Michael Klisch in 6th after the pit stops. Sten Mikkel Olsen lost some positions, in 7th now. Mike Greatrix gained some positions from 11th to 8th in the pits. Floris Brandt is behind Mike Greatrix, and we see Florin Manolace in his Koenigsegg being lapped by these guys. He does that very nicely. Floris Brandt struggling a bit with the cold tires, it seems. Miguel Santiago Carao, not too far behind these two, Floris and Mike, his teammate. So still up for a top 10 finish, but it will be tough because the gap is not very small. and he's still making some mistakes. Greg Metcalf in the Ferrari, quite far back in 11th. Then it's Ruan Joubert. Oof. Going on to the grass now. Can he keep it out of the wall? Yes, he can. Okay. So Ruan in 3rd position, 12th position, sorry. Vladimir Jelisic, 13th. He started in 2nd to last, or even last position. No, that was not Peter Bakus, that was Vladimir. Starting from last position. And already in 13th now, so good comeback race from him. Sando Donadel, we saw him heading past his teammate. He's in 14th. Andreas Benek is in 15th. And Alex Scott past Tony Ukic. Sorry, I missed that. Must have been a good move. Let's just go back a bit. And see what happened. So Scott taking a good line out of the first corner. Can he go up the inside? Wow, very well defended now, but he's faster. So if he has a good braking, then he can get past, and he does. So very well. So we're back live now. Michael Klisch has closed down the gap to Tony as well, after his battle with Alex Scott probably. Reinhard Berger still in 1st position, and the gap to Mikko is not very big. Peter Abelovsky still behind Mikko Korkiakowski, so he must be tired from the look of that Viper in front of him. So Michael Klisch now, let's see if he can pass Tony. This is the closest battle at the moment, so let's see if there will be a change of position. Can he get a good drive through these last S's for a good launch onto the first on the main straight? Oh, Tony knows where it's at. He goes to the inside already. Leave some space for Michal. Tony is not giving up. They collide a little bit. Some bumping. Not a real problem. Tony was on the inside. So Michal can start all over again. Can he outbrake him here? There's still some space. Michal trying to take the ideal line still for that corner, although he braked at the wrong spot. Very close now again. Really stays on the inside. Thought he would go to the outside again to take a better line through this corner, but he doesn't. So he really has the advantage on Tony, it seems. But he has to pass him, of course, for 5th in total. Again the same. Can he have a good drive here? Takes the apex very well. And this one as well. So got some better straight line speed, it seems. Shows himself in the mirrors of Tony. Keeps a tight line every time. And he had a bit of trouble with the curb there. So still defending hard. It's a really... Well, it seems Michael has outbraked him. Is now on the inside for this corner. So Tony is not giving up. He's still beside Michael. Let's see what happens between the Porsche and the Lister. Still side by side. No, Michael made the move stick. Michael made the move stick. Yeah, for 5th position. So, as I said, Tony is not giving up. He's still right on the gearbox of Michael Klisch. Let's go through the field again. So we have Reinhard Berger in 1st, coming up to some lap traffic, I think. Mikko has now closed down the gap to him. They're about 1 second apart. And if we look at the clouds here, it's really getting darker. So we could see some rain still in this race, by the end of this race. Peter Abelovsky also not too far back, 2 or 3 seconds. And Alex Scott a bit further back, but still he can't give up. He has to stay with it and hope for some action in front of him so he can close down the gap. Then Michael Klisch. He's quite far back from Alex Scott after his battle with Tony Okic, now in 6th. Steen Mikkel Olsen is in 7th, not too far behind these guys. Then Mike Raytrick still solid in 8th. Floris Brandt and Miguel Santiago Carao behind Sandro Donadel now. Greg Metcalf also behind Andreas Benek now to lap him. So Greg is not too far back from Miguel. Then Juan Joubert. He has a lonely race at the moment. Vladimir as well, but in 13th. Why not? No problems. And Florin and Sandro Donadel are really close to each other, so for 14th position still again they're still battling, so let's see what happens. It's Miguel Santiago Carao in front, just past the lap traffic it seems. No, it's Mike Raytrick's teammate. if we look at the sky, it's really really looking like it will rain. We still have some laps to go, not too much, so and Andreas Benek in 16th, not too far back from these guys on the same straight, so very nice. Back to the front now. Mikko Korkiakowski. Closing down on Reinhard Berger still, but not making any moves. Peter Abelovsky taking the curbs quite well. And Alex Scott in 4th. Let's follow the front runners. Yeah, it's getting darker and darker every time we pass this place here. So we also see some dry line behind Peter. So it's really raining a little bit now. We can't see it yet on the screen, but we will have a wet ending of the race, and it's not sure it will really start raining. So well, some guys might consider to take some wet tires, but you never know if it's worth the risk. Let's see what happens. Let's first see if it will start raining, and then people will start reacting to the conditions. It's always very difficult to predict what will happen, but well, with this color of the sky, you might say it's sure it will rain. Guys are not really bothered by the track conditions yet, it seems. Not sliding around more than shouldn't have said that. Now understeering a bit through the corners, so it is wet, and on the old tires it's not very easy to keep the car stable. Here Andreas Benek and Sando Donadel battling for 15th position, and they are already struggling with the weather. The track is wet now, and some spray coming off of Sando's Mercedes now, understeering into the corners, going wide on the apexes, so it's really getting wetter and wetter here. Also the front runners now going wide into turn 1, trying to find the braking spot in the wet. Also for the next corner here it will be difficult to know where to brake and to make the corner. Well, the top 3 is now really close to each other, so let's follow them around a bit and see who can come out on top in this race. A very tough race, very close, very good driving from everyone, close and clean driving. The guys are now really struggling to keep it on the track, to keep it stable, and of course they're now battling the track, but also battling each other still for first position. So for the win of this 7th round from Brno. Peter now getting close to Mikko. make a pass. Ooh, they touch, but no harm done. Who will dare to break the latest in these conditions? Well, they both break about at the same time. Oh, very nice save by Peter. But he lost some momentum there, so Alex Scott also struggling into turn 1 to keep the car on the line. Michael Klisch in 5th, not too far back. Steen Mikkel Olsen further back. Tony Ukic is coming in for wet tires, I presume. So from 7th, that's a big risk for him to come in. I don't know what the gaps are, but he already lost 1 position. And we don't have too long to go anymore, so can he regain those, well, 30-40 seconds he loses in the pits by changing tires? We'll find out soon. Florin passes Floris Brandt, who was struggling, and he now just quit the race, unfortunately, so 1 less driver to finish this race in these wet conditions. And still, these guys here are battling. Peter seems to be struggling a bit more than Miko, but if he keeps it straight, he's faster, so if he can avoid making these mistakes, I'm sure he will find a way past. Everyone struggling now to keep the car on the track. Let's see if there are some other guys spinning out. Miguel Santiago Carao now managed to pass some guys, but can he keep out of trouble is the question. Had some bad luck in the pit stops. Difficult to get on the power, as we see. Craig Metcalf is not too far behind him. So Floris Brandt, as I said, retired from the race, back in his pit spot. Andreas Bennick now also, even later, taking wet tires. So let's see. Still no changes of position here in the front, but we see some traffic coming up, so that might stir the things up. Let's stay with these guys here. Everyone is getting to know his braking points, turning points in these wet conditions now, so they're a bit more stable. Some really good driving from these guys here. No major mistakes yet. So, a mistake from Miko now. Can Peter take advantage? They're side by side. Breaks later, but goes wide a bit. Nico will certainly come back here. And he retakes the position. Very nice. Rohan Joubert moves out of the way for these guys. And Miko seems to have hit something on the track. And Peter is now in first position, we see, so it was probably Reinhard Berger's car that was frozen on the track, fortunately. So, well, Peter taking first position again. Started from pole, but lost that position already on the start. Can he keep it together? Mikko Korkiakowski is now quite far back. Let's see. Alex Scott sliding into the turns, going into the last bits. Michael Klisch is really eager to get that fourth position. Let's see if he can get it. The Porsche is not too bad in the wet, so both are good drivers as well, along with actually all the other guys on the grid at URL. Scott keeping it together, sliding around the last corner. Let's have a quick look through the big running order. Mikael Olsen in 6th, Greatrix in 7th, gained another position. Santiago Carao struggling. Tony Ukic passing Florian Manolace, lapping him actually. It was a close moment in these conditions. It's very difficult to predict where people are going, if they will spin out or not. Greg Metcalf in 10th. But yeah, Tony with his wet tires, together with Andreas Bennick. So let's see. Andreas just got off the track. Can he get it moving again out of the gravel trap? Yes, he can. Here are the leaders passing him. Michael Klisch just had a moment. I lost the feeling now with Alex Scott. And Miguel Santiago Carao also having a big crash. But it's the last lap here now, so let's see how they finish. Peter Abelovsky will win this race in Brno, and a very difficult and tough race. Hardly contested with a bit of rain, or quite a lot of rain actually at the end of the race. So he will take first position. Mikko Korkiakowski will take second position. Reinhard Berger in third. Alex Scott should be taking fourth position. Michael Klisch in fifth. Sten Mikkel Olsen in sixth by the end of the race. Mike Greatrix will finish in seventh, and he's really close to Sten, but well, will he be able to pass him? We'll see. Sten is really struggling. Mike is catching him, but well, now it's only one turn anymore, so they will keep this order. Tony Ukic will finish in 8th, Greg Metcalf in 9th, Miguel Santiago Carao struggling after his contact, but he'll finish in 10th, Vladimir Jelisic in 11th, Rohan Joubert in 12th, 13th for Florin Manolace, Sando Donadel 14th, and Andreas Benek, who is stuck in the grass, but he will make it to the end. And then we have our non-finishers, Floris Brandt, Gianni Gainsford, who already left the server, Peter Bacchus, who did not finish due to the rain. Oh no, due to a collision, sorry. Gregory Tronier also didn't make it, and Olivier Duplessis didn't start the actual race. Thank you for watching the 7th round of the URL GT Championship, and we hope to see you at unitedracersleague.com for some more action next week, live from Montreal in Canada.